So good morning to all. In this video, we are going to discuss the important topic that is storage classes in C. Okay. So let me explain to you what is storage classes in C. This topic is very important from exam point of view as well as competition point of view. Okay. So please pay attention. That is storage classes in C language. Okay. So the first one is auto. So what is the purpose to discuss the storage classes in C? Whenever you are going to declare a variable, we have seen that a variable is an entity which can change the value. It means whenever the storage is needed inside the program, I will declare the variable. Okay. So what is going to happen? The first thing, a variable can have storage. Okay. Whenever you are going to declare a variable, where it will be stored. Okay. That is the primary thing I want to concern. Like that is the storage. Okay. The second one is default value. So what is the default value of the particular variable? Third one is scope. The fourth one is lifetime. So if a variable has been declared at auto, so by default all the variables is declared as auto. It means if you will write int a equals to 20, so compiler will treat it as auto int a equals to 20. So what is the meaning of this one is the moment you will write this statement, let's say it has been written inside the main. So what is going to happen? What compiler will do? Compiler will allocate 4 byte of memory for A. But where this 4 byte of memory will be allocated? Okay. So in storage, we will discuss this one. So generally, it has been declared in a RAM. Okay. So a storage for auto variable is RAM. Okay. What is the default value? Default value is a garbage value. I will denote as D. Garbage value. I will write. Okay. So what is the meaning of this one is if you are not going to assign any value, what compiler will do? Compiler will pick a random value. So garbage value is a random value. So in the case of auto variable, what is going to happen? The storage is RAM. It means the variable is going to be stored inside the RAM, and the default value is a garbage value. Okay. The third one is scope. So what is the meaning of scope? The meaning of scope is within the block. So like within the block. So we can say block. So the meaning of scope is, let's say you have a function void f1, and in f1 you have a variable in a equals 20. Okay. At the same time, in a main you have one more variable named fa, and the value is 10. So what is the meaning of this one is the scope means where this a can be accessed. So the variable a, this one a, okay, declared inside f1 can't be accessed here, okay, and variable a declared inside the main can't be accessed here. So what is the meaning of this one is the scope of auto variable is within the block, okay, within the block. And what is the lifetime? Lifetime is within the block till execution of block. We can say execution till block. We can say we have seen that. Let's say I am going to call f1. So what compiler will do? Compiler will allocate memory for a variable a, but the moment execution of f1 will be over and my control will return here, what will happen? This memory will be vanished. It means what is the lifetime of this variable? Auto is within the block. Okay, so it is quite simple. That is first storage class is named as auto. Storage is RAM. It is quite obvious. Okay. If you are not going to assign any value, it will take a garbage value. The third one is block, where it can be accessed. It can only be accessed within the block, and it will vanish after the execution is over. The first one is auto. Okay, let me move to the second one. The second one is static. Okay, the storage is same, RAM. Default value is 0. It means if you are not going to assign anything, the default value will be 0. Okay, scope again within the block, lifetime till program. Okay, so static is very important, so I will discuss in detail at the last of this video. Okay, so I will have like two programs for you to explain the concept of static. Okay, the third one is register. Okay, default is CPU register. The only difference between register and auto classes is storage. So what is the meaning of this one is, whenever you declare a variable as auto block. Yeah, I was saying that whenever you declare a variable as auto, what is going to happen? Your variable has been assigned a memory inside the RAM. But whenever you are going to take variable as register, what is going to happen? It will allocate a memory inside CPU register. And the speed of CPU register is quite fast, extremely fast. Okay, so you might be think that sir, all the variables should be declared as static, not auto. Okay, but the memory size of register is quite less, so it is not possible to assign memory for all variables as register. So what is the option? If you have assigned variable like this one, register int a equals 20. So what is the meaning of this one is, you are requesting to the compiler that please give me 4 byte of memory inside the register. If it is available, then compiler will provide you the memory. But what happens if it is not available? Okay, if it is not available, it is automatically converted into the auto. Are you following this one? It is automatically converted into auto, and you will get the memory inside the RAM. Okay, so what will happen? Your performance may degrade. Okay, but compiler is helpless, or CPU is helpless, because CPU doesn't have memory. Okay, so let me explain to you again. So we have seen auto, the second one is static, third one is register, and fourth one is extern. So the storage is, let's say, RAM, default value 0 again, scope within the program, and the last one is lifetime till program end. This will also end. So what is the meaning of this one is, there are some situations where the value of a variable comes outside the program. Are you following this one? Let's say in your program you are going to use time, okay, current time of a system. So what is going to happen? This current time will come from the outside from the program, or we can say from CPU. Okay, so in this case we will use extern. Okay, and it is a good practice, like we should use extern very carefully, because definition will come from outside the program. Okay, so I will explain it also, but let me summarize these four. The first one is auto, that is normally we have used auto. So by default is auto. So the whenever you are going to assign memory, we assign inside the RAM. Like default value is a garbage value. Any random value will come. If you are not going to assign the value, scope is block. You can access the variable within the block only, in which the variable has been defined. Okay, lifetime till the block executed. Okay. The second one is static, so I will take it in detail. So leave it. The third one is register. So like storage area is registered, so it is very much similar like auto, apart from storage area. and we have seen that if memory is not available in register, it will be automatically converted to auto. Okay, and external, the thing is the same, but the thing is that variable value can be accessed among different functions. Okay, it is very much similar like a global variable. Okay, so let me explain the static in detail with the help of two programs. So let's say I have a function. So that is one program, and let me design one more program for you. So it will take some time. So please keep patience. Okay, so let me explain these two programs so that I can explain the working of static. Okay, so let me start with auto variable. The compiler execution will start from main, and the moment compiler will come here, I am calling a f1 function. So what will happen? Compiler control will transfer here. Okay, and we have seen that a function is a specific type of block which can perform a specific task. Okay, so what will happen? My control will transfer to f1, and inside f1, what is going to happen? You have taken a variable a, so the memory will assign to n. Okay, and we have increment the value of a. So what will happen? The value of a becomes 11, and you have printed a. So what it will print? It will print 11. Okay, then your control will transfer to the main. So we have seen that when we are going to call a function, a memory has been allocated. Okay, and when the task has been completed, memory has been vanished. So let me vanish the memory. So we have vanished the memory. Okay, but you are again calling f1. So what is the meaning of this one is compiler control will again come here. Memory will be allocated to you. The value of a becomes 10. Increment the value of a 11 and print a. It will print 11 again, and again memory will be vanished, and then you are again going to call this one. So again the value of a becomes 10, incremented a, and 11 becomes. So it will print 11, 11 and 11. Okay, so that is the case where we have taken normal variable. It means it is normal variable where the memory has been allocated, and the moment you have completed a task, the memory has been vanished. Okay, and if you are going to call a same function, again memory will be allocated. Okay, now let me explain static. So I am calling f1. So what is going to happen? A block will be created, and value of a becomes 10. What is going to happen? You have put a plus plus, so it becomes value 11. Okay, and you have print the value of a. So the task, please pay attention. The task has been completed and you are returned into main. But in a static block, whenever you are going to call a function, memory has been allocated, and the moment you will return to the function where the function has been called, the memory will persist. Let me write persist. Okay, so in among functions call, in the case of static, memory is persist. What is the meaning of this one is compiler is not going to vanish this memory. Are you following this one? It doesn't mean you can access a here. You can't access a here, but compiler is not going to vanish the memory. happen? The moment you will again go inside this function, so this statement will not execute this time because memory already persists. Okay, and the moment you will execute a plus plus, the value of a becomes 12 because in the previous call it was 11 and this time it becomes 12. So what will happen? It becomes 12. I am again repeating, it doesn't mean we will print a here. We can't print a here because scope is within the block. Okay, so value of a is non within the block only, but if you are calling 3 times, what is going to happen? It is not going to vanish. Okay, value of a will persist among different function calls. Okay, then again compiler will come here, again call f1, it will not execute again because memory already persists a plus plus, the value of a becomes 13 and print a, so it will print 13. Okay, then main execution is over. The moment main execution will over, the memory will vanish. Okay, so what is the lifetime of the variable? The lifetime of a variable is within the till the program. Okay, till the program is executing, the memory will be persist. Okay, so that is the case of static. It is very important. We have seen several questions has been come in competitive exams. Okay, especially in gate. Okay, so you have to focus on static variable. So let me explain again. The default value is 0. It means if you are not going to assign anything, it will assign 0. And the second one is the function value, sorry, the variable value will persist among different function calls. It means the moment control will return to the function, it is not going to vanish. Okay, it will persist. Okay, so that is all about storage classes. In the next video we will see some couple of interesting questions too. Okay, thank you.